Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Bohan. Today we're going to starting a new series on the Cyber Defenders platform. So if you don't know what Cyber Defenders is, basically it is a platform designed for the blue teamers. And if you work in a SOC or you are aspiring to be a SOC analyst, this platform is really good for you to practice your skills. So on this platform, basically it has two major modules. One is training courses. So in the training courses, it has a lot of great courses. Some of them created by some well-known instructors in the industries, and some of the courses is created for completely free. So most of these resources are free. So highly recommend you guys check it out. And all of these contents are well organized. So big shout out to the cyberdefenders.org's course creation team. And another modules is main modules. It is hands-on challenges. So on these hands-on challenges, all of these challenges are free, which is a big plus bonus. So if you are short on budget, this platform is really great for you, and you can practice all of your skills on here for free. So we have a lot of these challenges across wide variety of the domains. We have the image forensics, we have Windows image forensic, we have the packet analysis created by Brad. So if you don't know who Brad is, basically he runs the malware traffic analysis.net. So make sure you go to check it out. It is a really good website for you to analyze some malicious malware traffic. And we have Micros 4.0, which is a really hot used by attackers a lot last year, and we have the same QRadar VBA packet analysis created by Honeybot project, and we have the Mac image forensics. We have Flare created by FireEye. We have this Windows image forensics created by Ali Hadi. So he is one of the instructor on the INE or ELAN security. So he created a lot of great courses on that platform. So this it's really great. I think that he created some of the lab on here. So we have some boss challenge, which is created by Splunk, which is one of the Splunk's annual challenge. So highly recommend you guys check it out. This platform is extremely great, and it is for free, so you can play it for free, which is a big bonus if you're short on budget. And today I'm going to walk you guys through this challenge called DumpMe, which is created by DFA, and it is about volatility. So let's get started. So basically this challenge is you can use volatilities or you can use auto PSY. So in this lab, I'm going to use volatility since it is extremely well-known tool used in DFIR. So if you guys don't know what volatility is, basically it is an advanced memory forensic tool based on Python. So it can perform a lot of memory forensics on acquired image. So let's get started. So the first thing you need to do is download the challenge, and when you unzip it, you just need to type in the cyberdefenders.org as a password. And let's see how you can install the volatility. So I use a Kali machine. There are different steps. There might be different steps on the Windows, so you might need to be noticed that. But I use a Kali machine. So if you use Kali or any Linux system, you need to be aware that Volatility 2, Volatility has two versions. So one of the Volatility version is Volatility 2, which is the original version created 10 years ago. And it is extremely well-known tool that used by a lot of professional. So This tool, if you want to install the Volatility tool, it requires extra steps if you use Kali, because Kali use Python. I think Kali right now it has Python 3 as a major Python. So this tool requires use Python 2, so you need to install the Python 2 on your system, which requires some extra work. So if you use Volatility 3, which it completely fully supports the Python 3, and it is still under development. So if you use this one, it does not require any extra work. So it all depends which one you're comfortable with. Just be aware that since this one is still under development, there may be small bugs exist. So, but this Volatility 3 is definitely the future, because the Python 3 is a trend, and the Python 2 has already been deprecated. So just be aware that. So one of the great link I'm going to show you guys is this link. So how to install the Volatility 2.6 in Kali, because I struggled a lot while trying to figure out how to install the Volatility 2 on Kali properly. So you need to install the pipe 2.7. So if you don't know what pipe is, basically it is Python utilities used to install different Python packages, and once you install the pipe, you can just install the two packages. One of the packages you need to install the PyCrypto, and another one is Storm 3. Once you install these two packages, you're good to go. So it's pretty straightforward once you have this link. So I'm going to attach this link in the description so you guys can use it when you install the Volatility 2. So let's getting started. So the first question, let's go into the first question first. So the first question is asking for what is the SHA-1 hash of the triage.mem. So for this one, it is extremely important in a real-world digital forensic process to collecting the hash, because you want to ensure that your your memory images integrity. So you want to collecting a hash to make sure that it's integrity. So let's do that. So I have already ran this command, since there might be take some time, so I don't want to waste your guys' time. So I already ran this command. So what you need to do, you just need to run the SHA-1 sum. It will take like a couple minutes, depends on your system, but you will get this SHA-1 coming back, and it is C95E ending with ABD. Let's verify it. So we see that it is C95E ending with ABD, so it is matched with what we see. And the second question is what volatility profile is the most appropriate for this machine. So for this question, it's basically asking you, if you don't know in volatility profile, what volatility profile is, basically it is, you need to use it whenever you need to. This one is a cheat sheet. So from the sense. So I'm also going to attach this link in the description. So back to the profile thing. So profile, basically you every time you run the command or the plugin, you need to specify the OS system. So you need to specify that in here. So you need to get in the profile from the image info. So in this case, back to our case, it's asking for what's the OS system this image is being collected from. So we can find that through this image info plugin. So how you run it is you just have this -f. Basically, you have this image file is being processed. So it's pretty straightforward, and you attach image info. So at least in the Volatility 2, they use this technique to decide which OS version this image it belongs to. But in the Volatility 3, it has different mechanisms, so it does not require you use image info anymore. But in this case, we can see that we have the Win7SP1 x64. So just remember that the the first OS version is the most accurate one, the most accurate one. So there are situations this might not always be the case, but in this case, on the first one is most time is the most accurate one. But if this one does not work, you might need to do some trial and error to see which one is the most appropriate OS version for this image, because you need to use the correct OS version in order to proceeding to the next proceeding to further investigation. So we see the answer is this one. Matches with what we see from the answer box, which I got early. And the next question is, what was the process ID of Notepad.exe? So for this question, you need to get in the process tree. How to do that? So back to the Sans cheat sheet. So we can see that we have some command. We can identify the log processes. You have the three commands. You can use pslist, psscan, and pstree. So pstree basically it shows you the process parent and the child relationships, and the process scans. It basically found the process blocks. Process list is just give you all the processes it's running currently. At the moment the image is being collected. So the command I used for this one, I just want to give you guys an example. So if you're trying to use Python, trying to use a Volatility 3, which in this case I want to give you guys an example, you can also try to use Volatility 3, because Volatility 3 is extremely fast compared to Volatility 2, and it is the future. So you just run this command in a little bit different syntax. You run it as a windows.pstree.pstree. In the volatility, you also need to specify to use Python 3. So we can see that in our case, we see it asking for what's the Notepad.exe's process ID, which is 3032. We can find it over here. So the first line is the PID, which represents the process ID, and this one is the parent process ID. So this notepad is 3032. It is its process ID. So it is matches what we see here, and name the child process of wscript.exe. So this one is actually we can also get this same information from the process process tree. So if you're going back here, we can see that we have this parent-child relationship. So wscript.exe spawned a child process called this whatever.exe. So just remember, sometimes this if the one of the process has a really weird name like this, like there's like a 98% chance this could be the malicious payload used by the some C2 framework, such as Metasploit or Empire. So just be aware that if you ever encounter a weird executable name, this could be randomly generated by the C2 framework. So we say this is an executable name, so it matches with what we see. So we can go back to our web defender page. So this is the answer for the question 4, and moving to the question 5. What was the IP address of the machine at the time the RAM dump was created? So it's basically asking for the Windows machine's IP address collected this this image. So for that one, we're gonna going back to the Volatility 2. There's a module, there's a plugin called the NetScan. So what NetScan does, NetScan, if you're going to the Sense cheat sheet, the NetScan basically, it is by looking the name, you can guess it. It's basically looking for scan for all the TCP connections and the sockets, so you will know all of the network connection on that Windows machine at the moment when that image is being collected. So let's moving back, so we can see that we have so this basically on the left side, it is your local address, and on the foreign address is your remote address. So it is like outbound traffic. So you have the source IP and this is a destination IP. So we see besides the 127.0.0.1, which is the local interface, we have the 10.0.0.101, which is the Windows machine's IP. So it is matches with what we see. So this is the Windows machine's IP. So that is for the question 4. That is for the question 5. For the question 6, based on the answer regarding the infected PID, can you determine the IP of the attacker? So for this one, we want to use we can still use NetScan results in the NetScan. So basically, you're just looking for the owner of this network connection. We can quickly identify this process is initiating a network connection to this remote IP address on the port 4444. So if you guys ever did any hacking CTF or understand the basic levels how the Metasploit works, so most time Metasploit will be spun a reverse shell from the attackers. So some inexperienced attackers, they will use 4444, which is a default port. So most time I think most time attacker will use 443 because 443 is not blocked in the most enterprise environment. But if you use 4444, which is most time is blocked and it is pretty obvious in this case. Most time we know that it is Metasploit port. So we know that this attacker's IP address is 10.0.0.106. So moving to the next question. Next question is question 7. How many processes are associated with VC runtime 140.dll? So for that one, let's see. So I'm going to use Volatility 2 for that one. I haven't run this command, so I'm just going to run it right now. So you're looking for the DLL list, which is list of the DLL, and you use a grep to specifically searching for this specific DLL, because if you do not filter it, it will have a lot of thousands of the results coming back to your terminal, so it is not good. So we see that the result coming back, it has like 5 results, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the answer is 5, which is matches with what we see in here, 5. For the question 8, after dumping the infected process, what is its MD5 hash? Basically, this one is asking what is MD5 hash for this malicious executable generated by the Metasploit. So what would you do? How could you extract this executable in the Mft? So the technique we're going to use is pretty straightforward. So we can just use this command. I'm going to show you guys very quick. So this command, it is a command called Proc Dump. You dump this specific process 3496 to the destination folder, which I have already created. So 3496. If you don't know so basically 3496 is mapping to the this malicious executable. So where is my yes, 3496. You can see the process ID 3496 is matches with this malicious executable. So if we do that, right, we see that our executable is being extracted to this output folder. So if we go into the output folder, we can see our executable is over there. So you want to do an MD5 sum on it, right? So we see that our MD5 is 690 ending with 290, which it is matches with what we see over here. For the question 9, what is the LM hash of Bob's account? Basically, in the volatility, it is extremely powerful. You can use it to dump the hash for the Windows machine. So it's kind of like hash dump. If you ever use Mimikatz or if you ever use the Descriptors, there's a function called hash dump. So dump the user NTLM and landman hash. So it is extremely powerful for you to learn the volatility. So let's do that. How can we do that? So it is very straightforward. So you just need to run the hash dump plugin. So we see that our hashes is coming back. We have admin account, we have guest account, and we have Bob account. Bob account's LM hash is this one. So this one is in the Windows. So the actual hashes is over here. Actual password is over here, but in this case, it's asking for the LM hash. So which is this one? So that is for the question 9, and we can go into the question 10. What memory protection constants does the VAD node at this memory address have? So this question, it could be a little bit tricky if you don't know what VAD is. VAD means that I'm not that familiar with this as well. So VAD means in the memory they have the page tables. So you have the virtual address descriptors, which stands for the VAD, and you also have the process environment block, which is kind of like stands for another kind of memory structure. So you have these two kind of memory structures. So we're looking for the virtual address descriptors. So in the volatilities, it has this function you can use to extract the VAD information. So if you don't know what kind of command you can use, you can actually use. Let me show you guys how to. It's always good idea to use a help page in a command you don't know what to do. So if you use -h, it will give you back all the information. So this one is what we need. So we want to use VAD info. So it will dump the VAD info to you. So let's do that. So the command I used for this one is this one. So let's break down what this command does. So this command basically it is just trying to get the VAD info, and I use a grep. So -A means after 5 lines, and the -B means before 5 lines. So we want to looking for the surrounding lines once the results coming back. So it will gives you the more context in this case. It might take a while because this is a really large image, so just bear with me. So we see that the protection mechanism is coming back. It is a page read only. That is matches with what we see in the Cyber Defender's website. Basically, it is my answer in here, page underscore read only, and it also asking for what memory protection did the VAD starting at this memory address and ending at this memory address have. So it's same idea. You need to use VAD info. Besides, you need to use different grep. In this case, we're gonna use different grep. So grep anything before like after 5 lines and before 5 lines, and you just start from this memory address and end with this memory address. So we see that the result is coming back, and we see the protection mechanism is the page underscore no access, which is the answer for this question. And moving to the next question 12, we see the question is, there was a VBS script that ran on the machine. What is the name of the script? Submit without file extension. So for this one, we need to just there is a command specifically designed for this. So basically we're gonna use we're gonna looking for the command line. So all the command line is being executed by on this machine. We're gonna looking for that, and we're gonna grep specifically anything after 10 lines and anything before 10 lines. We're looking for the VBS, which is the VB scripts extension. So we coming back to the results. This command line is being initiated by the ws script.exe, and it is running this script, VBS script. We see this VBS has a really weird name, which we know it definitely is malicious, because in most cases that the C2 framework, when it's generating the malicious executable or malicious script, it will have a random name and it looks really weird. So we see this VBS, it is the answer we need. For the next question, application was run on this time. What is the name of the program? So for this question, we see the answer is skype.exe, but how did we find that? There's a command we want to use for this question. So let me show you guys what the command is. So basically this command is called timeliner. So basically you are if you don't know what the timeliner is, I can show you the cheat sheet. So in the cheat sheet, timeliner means parse the timestamp objects found in the memory images, and in the help page also it will gives you the same information. So timeliner create a timeline for various artifacts in the memory. So that is basically why we're looking for this. So if you're only looking for the process tree or process list, it will not give you all the artifacts. So we want everything from the earliest time on this machine. Is answer coming back? So I'm going to pause the video since this might take a little bit longer. So I'm going to pause it and I will coming back once this process being finished. Just bear with me. Alright guys, we're back. So we see that once we run this timeliner command, we see that it is looking for this specific time, which is 2019 March 7. So we found our it is running this Skype.exe, so we know that it is running this application, so we can answer for our questions. So this timeliner is really powerful. It will give you all the oldest information you can get. So this is really useful. So it is Skype.exe, and what was written in Notepad.exe at the time when the memory dump was captured. For this question, we need to use another one is the memory dump. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. So it looks like this. So basically the PID 3032 is the Notepad. It is Notepad process ID, so you need to figure that out in the process tree or PS list. So you just need to looking for the PID for the Notepad, and you get in the memory dump to this output, which we say early. So it's trying to creating a Notepad.exe executable memory dump to this output folder. So let's just wait for that. And I'm going to pause my video for just a second. Alright guys, we're back, and we see that our Notepad.exe dump file has already been created, so we can go into the output folder, and we see that our dump file is over here. So we want to run another command to get in the, we want to use the string command to get in the flag. So how can we do that? So it will give you a lot of garbage, but if you are looking for carefully, the answer is that the first one, flag Red Bull is live. Okay, so that basically is your flag. We say this is the answer. If you're not aware what the mem dump is, what mem dump does, if you're looking at the help page, it is a command used for dumping the addressable memory for a process. So if you have a process, it can dump the memory for that specific process. And I have a specific link you guys can check out. I'm going to attach this in the description field as well, so it will be a good resource for you guys to check out. So it basically tells you how to extract text typed in a Notepad window from a Windows memory dump. It is extremely useful. So if you have like a Notepad and it has some text in it, it can still be extracted from the volatility. So it is extremely powerful. So I'm going to attach this in the description field, and you guys free to go to check it out. And next question is what is the short name of the file at the record 59042? So for this one, I'm going to run my command first, since it will take a little bit longer time. So what we're looking for here is we're looking for Mft parser. We'll group the anything after 50 lines and anything before 50 lines. So we're looking for surrounding text for this specific record number 59042. 045. So if you don't know what Mft parser is, I have another link for you to check it out. So this one is basically says extracting files from Mft table with volatility. So Mft is basically used by the operating system to store all the files information so that the system knows. Like just imagine like Windows operating system, it has Mft tables to store all the files information. So this is like more like a file system type of knowledge you need to have when you're doing the digital forensics. So just check if you have Mft parser plugin, you can find in the interesting files. You can also find in the physical address of the file, and you can also extract the file. So it is extremely powerful. Highly recommend you guys go to check it out. So we have this coming back. We can kill the process, and we see that this is matches with what we see. User Bob backslash doc one. Employee one.xls. So this is the short name. If you don't know what short name is, basically it is another. So in the Windows file system, it has two types of the file name. One is a long name, and one is a short name. So short name stands for SFN. So it is basically it is a convention used by old version of the DOS and the versions of the Windows Microsoft Windows period to the Windows 95. So it is the older technologies, but it is still can be exist in the modern Windows system. So for the modern Windows 10, most time it uses long name for the file. For the last question, we see the answer is matches. We see the answer is matches what we see here, employee .xls, which is the short name for the file. So the last question is pretty obvious. It's asking for the box was exploited and it's running Interpreter. What was affected PID? So it's basically just looking for the PID for this executable over here. So we already have that answer early. So if you look at the PS3, we see that this specific executable from the interpreter is the 3496, which is matches with the answer we saw in here. So that is for today, guys. This is a really extremely great platform. Highly recommend you guys go to check out. And my user handle is happydefender0963. So if you guys want to come to hang out with me, feel free to come to hang out with me. But highly recommend you guys go to check it out. All these challenges is well organized, and it is extremely high quality challenges. So highly recommend you guys go to check it out. And that is for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys learned something new and enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.